Ooh, very cool.
1993 Typhoon. Looks fast even when it's not moving.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Garage Collective. Today we got a super cool rad era car, actually SUV, and I'm excited to show it off with you guys. Let's go ahead and meet the owner and we can learn more about this car and maybe take it for a rip. Woo. Ron's gonna walk us through the car and tell us a little bit about it. Don't know a whole lot, so I'm not gonna act like I know much, but this is a super rad car from the 90s and you can't get much better than this.
Essentially they made 3 years of either the Cyclone or Typhoon. There's various clubs around, they're called Cy-Ty. The Cyclone was a pickup truck that was made in 1991 only, and then they ended the production run for the truck and then they switched over to an SUV. So in 1992 and 1993, GMC made the Typhoon. There's a 4.3 liter V6 turbo crammed in under the hood here. This was just your basic Chevy Blazer, grocery getter as they called them. This was just a souped up grocery getter at the time. And then they did nothing except add a tremendous engine. They put the plastic cladding around the base where it says Typhoon.
The body kit.
Yep, added some fancy saw blade style wheels to it. And interior, it's just the basic GM interior with the plastic gauges and all that. This particular example, the red on red, apple red on apple red, there was only 77 of those made.
Wow.
In 1993. And this example has 33,000 original miles, original paint, which is shocking. I mean, it looks like it's been repainted, but that's the original paint.
Why did GMC feel the need to make this car? Do you know? Because
they were really ahead of their time.
Yeah.
I mean, you see performance SUVs everywhere now and have for any number of years. Back then, this was a revolutionary vehicle. I think it was just sort of, you know, there's a mountain here, so I'm going to climb it, right? I've got this engine. What can we put it into and kind of make something fun?
That's
this was a lot of fun. You can look back at Road and Track and Car and Driver magazines. They did reviews of these. They put this car up against Porsches and Ferraris, and it would beat them. There's not many of these left, not only because of the age, it's almost a 30-year-old vehicle. These things were so fast, they were really easy to steal. A lot of guys, you know, so there was a lot of theft with these, and a lot of people would buy these and they were already fast, but I can make them faster, right? So to find an unmodified one in this example is extremely rare.
Super rare. This car will be for sale on Cars and Bids. We just, Ron just hired a photographer to come by here.
And of course we came to Garage Collective with the white wall here, with the red vehicle. I mean, this was an ideal spot to do all of this.
So before we jump in it, I wanted to see if we could pop the hood and you can kind of explain maybe a little bit about the engine.
Of course.
Would that work? Okay.
Yeah.
So we have the V6, is it twin turbo?
Single turbo.
Single turbo.
So you can see there's not much room in here for anything else. The standard engines were smaller.
Is this the intercooler?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. And
I've never seen one so small.
And you can see on here, it says Cyclone, right?
Right.
That was the truck from 91. This is the exact same engine that went in the 1991 pickup. They had the head covers still, so they didn't make custom Typhoons ones. They just continued to use the Cyclone head covers. And
so there's the turbo hiding right there, isn't it?
Yep.
So it says it's rated at 275.
275 was factory listed. You know,
most people
depending on who you talk to, a lot of car guys have said that's that's a little on the low side.
Probably around that 300.
It might be 280, 290. Might even be pushing 300. I know your viewers are car guys.
Yeah.
This is not a cold start. We've been running it all morning. So
Yes.
I wouldn't be revving it like that on a cold start. But,
exactly. All right, about to jump in this. Excited.
1993 Typhoon. Looks fast even when it's not moving.
Yeah. It's cool that's a Ferrari killer.
What's that?
And it's like that, you know, iconic Ferrari red. Like you would never see a GMC painted this color. I know they did probably, but it's so fun to see. I love all the 80s gauges and tech, like 80s, 90s. Like this is what I grew up in. This is like so familiar to me, and it just seems like a time capsule. It's absolutely perfect in this interior, which is, I mean, it just feels like a very nice car from when I was a little kid.
Yeah, you know, 33,000 miles is basically a new car.
Yeah, it feels like very new. The previous owners just really kept good care of it. You did. You haven't had to really replace much in it either? Or
They did. No, I haven't had to do anything since I've owned it, and
Wow.
there's been pretty extensive maintenance records that I've received with it. We'll step on it here in a second, and you can kind of feel.
I want to feel the boost kick in. It's a jet.
Right?
I mean, you're barely even in the RPMs, and it just goes.
Yeah.
It's so smooth. It actually handles really well.
Yeah, not bad. I mean,
Not
it's
bad, yeah.
basic. You feel the vibration and everything, but that's kind of part of its charm, right?
Yeah. Whoa. Very cool. A little spin almost.
It's a lot of fun. Like I said, you know, this is just the car. When you're a kid, you're like, this is, you know, oh, these are so awesome. And
Yeah.
and now you got, and then you finally get one, and it doesn't feel used. It's still a new car to you. And
Yeah. Well, I know the question's going to be out there, so we might as well answer it. So, can you tell everybody why you're selling it?
Well, I'm just not able to. I got a big garage now, and I'm moving to a smaller garage.
Yeah.
And you know, I've certainly had
You're fun with it?
a few years of fun with it, and I just, you know, the guy that handed it off to me is just like, you're gonna love this and have fun with it for as long as you can, and
Yeah.
you know, I have, and now it's time for somebody else to have a little fun with it.
Cool. Well, thank you for giving us a ride, and we'll see this on Cars and Bids.
Of course, man. Yep.